President Trump hosted the inaugural meeting of his newly formed Board of Peace in Washington on February 19, 2026, at the U.S. Institute of Peace headquarters, which has been renamed the Donald J. Trump United States Institute of Peace. The gathering brought together representatives from more than 40 countries, with 27 as formal board members and others as observers. Trump opened by calling it one of the most important things he's done and described the board as the most prestigious ever assembled for peace efforts. He framed it as a board of action, not just talk, aimed at overseeing Gaza's transition from conflict to stability and prosperity. Trump announced a $10 billion commitment to the Board of Peace for Gaza Reconstruction and Relief, describing it as a small sum compared to the cost of war. 9 member nations pledged a combined $7 billion more toward humanitarian aid and rebuilding, bringing early commitments to over $17 billion. 5 countries, Indonesia, Morocco, Kazakhstan, Kosovo, and Albania, committed personnel to an International Stabilization Force, ISF, expected to reach 20,000 troops, plus 12,000 Palestinian police for security in Gaza. Indonesia offered up to 8,000 troops and a deputy commander role. The initial focus is on rebuilding Rafah, 100,000 homes planned, before expanding to 400,000 homes overall. Trump emphasized Gaza is no longer a hotbed of terror and the war is over, despite ongoing Israeli strikes on Hezbollah in Lebanon and ceasefire strains. He highlighted the board as a model for global conflict resolution, potentially expanding beyond Gaza. Bulgarian diplomat Nickolay Mladenov was named High Representative for Gaza to oversee operations and resource mobilization. This follows the US-brokered ceasefire with Hamas and Israel in late 2025, endorsed by UN Security Council Resolution 2803. Trump positioned the board as an efficient alternative to the UN, which he has criticized. The meeting advances his vision of post-conflict Gaza under international stabilization without Hamas governance, tying into broader Middle East deals and his push for reconstruction over prolonged aid dependency. The meeting unfolded like a cabinet session with long speeches, compliments from attendees, and a group photo. It was sparsely attended by major Western allies. UK, France, Germany, Canada boycotted or sent low-level observers, wary of bypassing the UN and the lack of Palestinian representation. Protests occurred outside against Israel's role and Gaza's exclusion from board decisions. Trump and allies praised the pledges and troop offers, but details remain vague on funding sources, legal authority for US $10 billion, and how reconstruction avoids Hamas influence. There are possible consequences from this meeting. The board gains momentum with real money and troop pledges, potentially accelerating aid delivery and security setup in Gaza if Israel approves ISF deployment. It could strengthen Trump's image as a deal maker. Medium-term risks include Palestinian backlash over no local voice, accusations of it being a vanity project or grift vehicle, and strained US-UN relations. If reconstruction stalls or ceasefire breaks, the board could lose credibility. Longer term, success might expand the board to other conflicts, remaking global peace architecture away from the UN. Failure could deepen divisions and leave Gaza in limbo. The board operates under UNSC Resolution 2803/2025, but critics see it as Trump circumventing multilateral norms. No Palestinians sit on the board, which has drawn sharp condemnation from Arab states and rights groups. Trump has hinted at using it for broader issues, including Iran and other hotspots. The next steps, ISF rollout and fund disbursement, will test if this is genuine progress or symbolic politics. The Middle East is watching closely because how this plays out could redefine post-conflict stabilization for years.